On today's video, I'm going to show you how we took this table mat and made more of these beautiful wall decorations, not only to spruce up my already made wall, but to give it that pizzazz and that look I was looking for. Today's projects are easy for beginners, and I'm also going to share with you my favorite hack that makes these creations renter friendly. Hello everyone, my name is Blanca Lomelí. Welcome to the gathering place where friends become part of La Familia. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe, like, and sharing is caring. Enjoy! If you have table mats that you no longer want, take them out. Let's recycle them. You'll also need some cardboard, a variety of ropes, a variety of yarn, and yes, some toilet paper rolls without the toilet paper. You'll also need a Hawaiian skirt that I got from the Dollar Tree, or you can use raffia. First stop, I'm going to take my toilet paper roll, fold it, cut strips as wide as my ropes. You definitely want to use the colors that best fit your style. Therefore, I recommend you could also use construction paper or stock paper. Now I'm just going to take my pieces and cut out one side of each of the pieces. I'm going to take the end of the strip, roll it up into a tight fit. You could also do a loose fit. It just depends on the look that you're going for. You could also make them as big as you want. For me, I used 4 strips, and this is how they turned out. For DIY number 1, I took this nautical rope from the Dollar Tree. I added some glue in the tip. I bent it, and then I wrapped it within itself, adding glue as I went. Although I didn't get a chance to film those other decorations, this decoration in particular has one feature from each of those. That way you'll see how I made those. And if you're curious as to why I didn't film them, because I made those way before I opened my YouTube channel. Now that I'm done gluing and rolling, I went ahead and cut it at the size I wanted it. I went ahead and also added the rolled up toilet paper rolls. And to add this cotton nautical rope, I added a dab of glue on top of each of the coils. Here's a clip of the decoration I pre-made using this method. I took a piece of yarn to wrap the end of my rope on both ends because when I cut it off, I don't want either of my ends to fray. So we continue the wrapping process, this time with regular nautical rope. And then we're just going to give it one wrap. And then we're going to end it with one wrap of the cotton nautical rope as well. But pay attention to it because I'll be wrapping some yarn around in different areas of the rope. And here's a picture of how I made this one using that method. We continue that same process throughout the rope, and this is how it turned out. And to finish off my project, I added cardboard to the back and my favorite hack, command strips. That way we avoid making holes on the walls. I love the way it turned out. I could have made it a little bit bigger by using other elements, but this is the perfect size and I love how beautiful it looks. This is one of the pre-made decorations that I already have. We're just going to spruce it up a little bit by making it a tassel and adding some beads that I repurposed from another project. And of course, I never miss out on the opportunity to become the best magician I can become in this 3D world. I'm just showing you how I wrapped a piece of tape around the edge of the yarn. That way I'm able to easily thread my beads through. Then I took the yarn, glued it to the back of this piece, and it came out really pretty, really cute, but I wanted to reinforce it just a little bit more. So I added glue to the top bead and glued it against the decoration. And this is how it turned out, really pretty. Notice how the center of my decoration pops up? It's because on the wrapping process, I tighten up the rope. So when you're done with it, it kind of wants to unwind and it creates this little action here. The reason I mentioned it is because we're going to cut our cardboard in a special way to stick it up to our wall. For DIY number 3, we're going to take a cardboard round and some of these Hawaiian skirts. So after taking out the skirts from their package, I'm just making sure they're evenly folded. I don't want to fold them just yet because we're going to cut the length from it like this. I'm adding a string here to tie the bottom ends that's going to become loose after I cut them out. I don't want them going all over the place. I want to have control of them. I've got double skirts here. I'm going to go ahead and cut them about 2 inches longer than what I really actually want because we're going to be doing some trimming. I ended up cutting a total of 3 skirts. Now I'm just going to take all 3 of my skirts and push these strips towards the middle nice and snugly because I want a very full look when I'm done with this project. Here I'm adding or tying up some extra strips using the larkhead method. Apparently I did have like 2 inches left to cover, so this is the method I used to cover that space. Here I'm just gluing the skirt onto the cardboard. You can glue it as far as to the edge as you want or as far as to the inside you want. I wanted the edge, and this is a space here that I had left, so I went ahead and did that tie-in larkhead method to add more strips. Here's a quick little hack for a little issue that I had. Out of all the 3 skirts, 2 of them were snugged in and 1 of them wasn't. I ended up only using 2 skirts for this project, and guess what? I reached for the one that wasn't snugged in. So if you see the bottom part, how it's not that full like it is on the top, but problem solved. I got some of these strips, glued them over, and now it looks nice and even and full. I continued that same process till I filled up that space, of course snugging and tugging my little strips, then glued it on, and then we're ready to paint this puppy and trim it. So I went from the trimming side of things to painting this really quick. For some reason I had a feeling I was going to run out of storage, and that's exactly what happened. So after the painting, I will be showing you pictures of the rest of the process, and I'm glad it happened towards the end of the video. For this first picture, I wrapped the jute rope about 6 times. For this part, I hope the pictures are pretty self-explanatory, better than what I'm going to explain it. But if you don't get it, it's okay because we have another project with this same method coming in the near future. So I basically took some extra rope, I pinched it and glued it on just like this. Just like my finger expresses, I took that same rope, added glue to the top of the little wave, and wrapped the rope around it. So I just basically added glue in the areas that the ropes touch. I continued that same method all the way around, and then I wrapped the jute rope again about 8 times, and voila, all done. Came out gorgeous. This next piece, I just took one of those Dollar Tree wreaths. I already had one of those tassels pre-made. Again, I used some beads from a previous project and put it together like this. Next one is just a table mat, and I lark head tied up some raffia is what the package said, but it's almost like that Hawaiian skirt material. For this one, I took some Dollar Tree jute rope, wrapped it around, and then I took some black of that plasticky rope that they sell there also, and created a little tassel. On this next one is where I discovered that by twisting the rope as you're gluing it on, it would give you this effect, and that's how I got the other one to do the same thing. The only thing with that other one, I made it a little bit wider so that I can pinch it in from the center. I created these tassels for it, and I think it came out really gorgeous. Now we're done, and this is what they look like on my wall. Sprucing up this wall really gave it pizzazz. You don't have to be a crafter to make these decorations, or anything for that matter. Just believe in yourself and you can do anything. I'm glad that I was able to share my favorite command hook hack with you guys again. It's not only perfect for renters, but for those of you that don't want to make holes on the walls. Thanks for watching. See you guys on the next one. Hasta luego.